Hello, I'm Marvin Sprouse. I recently heard that the New York Times issued a statistic that over 80% of Americans wish they had had a book that they had written. Well, America, here I am to tell you to quit wishing and write your book. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you a lot. Years ago, Kurt Vonnegut was asked to speak at a writers' conference. He was on a stage with other speakers. He got up, he approached the microphone, and the great author said something like this. He said, "I hate writers' workshops. I look at all these people and they're talking about the theories of writing. They would be much better served if they had stayed home and written." That's it, America. The way to write a book is to write a book, and I'm going to help you do that. And I'm going to do it in one of three ways. I suggest that you quit going to workshops. So many times you go to a workshop and you have somebody critique your work. Let me tell you something. If the person critiquing your work was really a good writer, he'd be at home writing his own best-selling book, not coaching you. You're not going to get much good coaching from those kinds of events. But wait a minute, I've got an idea for a workshop that you're going to love. I think we should get together and have you write and publish your book. And there are three ways that you can do that. I've got an assistant in Tennessee, and she's throwing graphics up on the screen, and I wish she'd show a graphic of the cover of my book that you can get on Amazon right now for $3.99 that tells you everything you need to know to write and to go out and market your book. The title of that book is My 30-Day Book, published for less than $500. And that's the easy way. $3.99. I think most of us can afford that. Now there's another way. In February, actually, February the 7th, I'm going to conduct a workshop at Midland College in Midland, Texas. And I'm going to give you a full-day workshop. And the cost of that workshop is $45. Can you imagine? There are people out there charging people $20,000 to help them write their books, and they don't actually get the book written. Well, for $45 you can come to the workshop at Midland College, and here's what I'm going to help you do. We're going to select a title, we're going to start working on the design of your cover, and we're going to write the table of contents. I want to tell you something, you get that far, you're just about home, because the table of contents gives you an outline of the book. And after that, sports fans, it's nothing but a fill-in-the-blank exercise. Now, there's some people who say, I want hands-on coaching. I want more help than that. Well, I've got something planned for you. Starting on the 15th of February next year, 2015, I have rented a 10-bedroom beach house in Port Aransas, Texas. And I want you to come down there, and I'm going to coach you and work with you for 14 days, 14 nights on the beach. How bad is that? And I'm going to help you write your book. I'm going to coach you every morning. I'm going to fix all your meals and snacks, and you tell me your dietary needs. I'm a pretty good cook, and I'll have whatever you want to eat. And all you have to do is get up in the morning and write your book, maybe take a walk on the beach, eat some really good Texas cooking, and I'm not bragging, that's a fact. And I'll have my wife there, Charlene, to help me, and at the end of 14 days, you can go home. By the time you get home, your books should arrive in the mail. We'll have them ordered by the time you leave. And I'm talking about a beautiful 4-color cover. I'm talking about a book of 100 to 120 pages. I'm talking about a book detailing your most ambitious dreams. That's what writing is all about. We take what is in us, what burns in our hearts and souls, and we put it on paper and we go and we distribute it to the world. Now the cost for this workshop, and it includes, as I said, lodging, food, 15 days on the beach, and delivery of 100 4-color cover books. The cost is $8,500. Folks, I've heard people charging $15,000 for just a workshop. I've actually heard of people charging $19,000. There was a guy appeared on Shark Tank not long ago, and he wanted backing for his business of writing books as a ghostwriter, and he was charging people between $35,000 and $70,000. Oh my goodness! And he showed that one of his books, and the cover looked tacky. It was not exciting. It didn't make me want to read his book. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to work. We're going to write. We're going to have fun. We're going to tell stories. Maybe we'll have a bonfire on the beach, and I know we'll have a steak barbecue or two. And we're going to have a really good time. And you're going to come home, and all you have to do is wait for UPS to put those books on your front porch. And you only have to come and listen and participate, and you have to write. When I go to the library, I go through the authors section, and I come to K, and boy, there's King, Stephen King. And it just goes for a shelf or two or three, and some of those books are this thick. And I say, my goodness, that guy is prolific. He writes a lot. You know, recently I read an article by Stephen King, and he said he only writes 1,500 words a day. That's about 6 pages. How do you write 6 pages a day and go publish 900-page novels? How do you do that? You do it because 6 pages a day adds up. If you write 1,500 words a day, do you realize that you're going to write 45,000 words a month? That's a 200-page book right there. It's between 180 and 200 pages, depending on your font size and the size of your book. We're going to talk to you about all these things. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I want you to call me at this phone number, 817-319-3598, and I will reserve a room in that beach house for you. First come, first serve. They're queen-size beds and they're bunk beds, so it depends on how quickly you get registered as to how comfortable you'll be. And if you want to bring your wife, that's fine. If you want to bring a son or daughter, that's fine. They can enjoy the beach. Bring whatever you need and leave whatever you don't need at home. Come to work to have fun and to socialize. I'm going to limit this to 5 or maybe 6 writers. I'm not going to have a slew of people down there. I'm going to have 5 or 6 writers. I'll have a professional graphics person there to work with you on your cover design. We're going to get this done. We're going to knock out your book. You're going to have more fun than you've ever had in your life, and you're going to go home with that book you've been thinking about for years. I've got a friend, he's a cardiologist. I said, Doc, you ought to write a book. He says, well, Marv, I've been working on it for 30 years. I wanted to strangle him. I was upset, man. You don't need to think about your book for 30 years. You need to write it. If Stephen King can knock out 1,500 pages a day, and then 1,500 words a day, not 1,500 pages, 1,500 words. But you know what? 1,500 words will turn into 1,500 pages pretty doggone quick. So pretty quickly. I need to speak intelligently. I'm trying hard. Marvin Sprouse inviting you to come and join us for the workshop in Midland, or to get right now to Amazon.com and download my book and read it. You're going to enjoy it. And it's a big investment of $3.99. You can't afford to miss that book. Thank you for listening. Call me, Marvin Sprouse, 817-319-3598.